which we talked about last meeting as well. And some key characteristics of a leader to remember are honesty, communication skills, integrity, passion, decision-making, and my favorite, inspiring others. So as we said last meeting, you don't have to be a designated or elected leader to display leadership. You can enhance your leadership skills by embodying any of these characteristics in your daily life, which I highly, highly recommend.
So this is my slide, sorry. Okay, I didn't know if I was also assigned to the side. I wanted to remind you guys to join the group me using this QR code and to follow us on Instagram if you haven't already. We use it to update you guys on events and socials, any meetings we're having as well, just to stay updated on FWIB. Go ahead and give us a follow.
Hello guys, I hope everyone's doing well. So please join our Facebook group. You can do so by scanning the QR code. And on Facebook, we post information and Zoom links to each event we have. Also feel free to reach out to us on there as well. And then this is our website FWIBUS.com. And you can find recordings of our GBM on there as well. So feel free to check out.
Hi guys, so some general announcements. If you do need study edge, you can definitely use the code FWIB and 5% of the purchases go to us and any future events we do. And if you don't know what study edge is, it's basically a tutoring service that a lot of the business classes use. So definitely would recommend that. And then always follow us on LinkedIn. The QR code is there. I post like the workshops there for you guys to reference anything from that we talked about, and then if you have missed it, you can definitely check it out as well. So definitely do that right now.
Hi guys. Okay, so in case you guys haven't been following us on social media, which I highly recommend that you do, we have women empowerment shirts that we've been working on for a while, and the pre-orders are out now. They are $18, and 15% of the profits will go to the Repurpose Project. And I'm also gonna link the Google form in the chat and also the link to their website to learn more about the Repurpose Project. You can Venmo Teresa, and that is her Venmo. We also are selling memberships for $15. You can earn points for owning a t-shirt through Gator Ready. You can also earn points for buying the Empowered Women Empower Women shirt. And we're having member shirt delivery. That should say delivery, sorry, not pickup. This Thursday, the 22nd from 3 to 5 p.m. And I'm going to post the sign up on Facebook tonight. So look out for that.
Hello, everyone. We're going to be having brief finance workshops, like finance related jobs during the committee meeting times. But because we're putting caps on the committee meeting times now, we will be sending those to the finance group me. And if a lot of you in the chat also want to know about this stuff, I will be adding it to the website in the future. But definitely will be in the group chat. And if you need me to, I can send that in the chat. Also, in November, we will be having an investing/stocks workshop coming soon. So that's for everyone. If you're interested in learning about how to invest, how to get started in that, stay tuned for that event. And then also we're going to be having our first fundraiser on the 30th, where we will be watching a spooky film. Jezebel's going to talk about that a little bit later on, but it will be $2 to watch the movie. But yeah, that's it for finance.
All right, hi everyone. So before I talk about the upcoming event, first, Teresa's going to be sending out a poll right now. So basically, we're interested in doing reading to kids over Zoom. So if you guys are interested, reply yes. If you're not, or don't think it'll be available during those times, because it'll usually be during school hours from 8 to 2, you could just put no judgment. All right, so the upcoming event we have is on Monday. We're going to be doing little toys for animals in the shelters. So we're going to be doing things for cats and dogs. So It's going to be from 4 to 4:45. And so I recommend that you guys start gathering some supplies. So mainly are things like old t-shirts that you're willing to cut up, toilet paper rolls, pipe cleaners, empty plastic water bottles, and anything that you want to use to decorate, like stickers or washi tape or markers. I will be showing everyone how to make these toys during the event, so don't worry about that. But there are some pictures of some things that we're going to be doing. The one on the right is with toilet paper rolls, the one in the middle is with t-shirts. They're super fun for the animals. And everything that we make is going to be donated to your local animal shelter.
Just waiting if anyone else wants to do the poll before I end it. Cool. Thank you all for sharing your responses with us. You're on, Kosha.
You're muted.
Yep. So for the name tag people that have already pre-ordered it, make sure you check your email because I had sent a sign up link and not everyone has responded. So just check that out. And if that day doesn't work out for you, no worries. You can just let me know about that. And then we're gonna have our next professional development workshop is gonna be working with a mentor because that was what you guys had wanted the most. So that will be on October 29th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. But that will also potentially be a mutual social as well for mentee mentor program. So we'll keep you updated on that, and that will all be on Facebook. And then lastly, a diversity inclusion panel. This is definitely new. We haven't done this before. So what we were thinking is having you guys come and speak to a few professionals in the workplace about diversity inclusion. So that is to be dated, but most likely to be in the beginning of November. And we'll be partnering with some other diversity student organizations. So that would be awesome and let you improve your intellectual understanding, especially with everything going on in terms of diversity today. And yeah, if you go to next slide. And then lastly, so something that is new and came from our feedback forms, we do look at those. So we understand that a lot of sophomores and freshmen sometimes do not feel like there's that many opportunities for them. And so what we're gonna do and what my chair is actually gonna start off today is just talk to you guys about upcoming opportunities during our GBMs. So Marianne, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and just talk about these two here.
Hi guys, so yeah, what I wanted to discuss is first on Thursday, October 22nd from 4 to 5 p.m. via Zoom, Franklin Templeton, which is a global investment management operation. They are doing a talk and it's about your roadmap to success. So this is basically an info session that's all about creating your career path post-graduation. So it's a great opportunity for freshmen and sophomores to start hearing this, and they will discuss key skills to landing a job and how they can already start working towards that. So I would definitely recommend that. And the other event is also on Thursday, but in the morning from 9 to 10:30, and it's with L'Oreal USA. It's a virtual info session. So during this session, they just talk about their business and really want to introduce themselves to students who may be interested in their company. And I believe there is one registration document you need in order to sign up, and it's just a PDF of your short elevator pitch. So definitely look into that as well.
Amazing, thank you.
All right. Hello, ladies. Okay, so our second mentor-mentee social is Wednesday, October 21st, which is tomorrow from 6 to 7 p.m. We're going to do a mentor Q&A panel. Super chill, not as formal as it sounds, just an opportunity for everyone to get to ask questions and get to know more about one another. So if you're a mentor and you plan on attending, please fill out the Google form that I sent in the mentor-mentee group me, just because I want to make a cute little slide so that it's like comprehensive and people know who people are. As for the social, that is also a fundraiser. It will be on Friday, October 30th. It says from 5 to 6, but really it's from 5 to whenever the movie ends. And the frightening film we are going to watch is Halloween Town. Super scary. So there will be more info on Facebook and Instagram closer to the event date. But like Maddie said, it would be $2 for entry. But yeah, that's pretty much it on me for announcements.
Hi everyone. So I wanted to introduce you all to a new segment of FWIB GBM this semester focused on sustainability. I was so excited I forgot to present the slide that I present every week earlier. But so I just wanted to let you guys know that the Warrington Business School has introduced a new challenge for organizations on campus to be more green. So I'll be giving you more information, tips and tricks on how to do just that. And if you look at the picture a little here now, individual members can earn FWIB and yourself some points in this challenge by doing things like going to eat at a vegan restaurant, voting, which everyone should be doing if you're of age, if possible, planting a tree, that'd be awesome. And just sending us a picture of your sustainable habits. You can email it to us, DM me on Instagram, just let us know how you've been going green. So I'm gonna give you some examples in the next slide of how to live sustainably, just small steps that you can take every day, because especially in the business world, there's a growing demand for acting and living more sustainably. And so I just want to kick it off. Sometimes living sustainably sounds intimidating, but it's as easy as doing something like, instead of getting plastic bags every day at the grocery store, you could be bringing your own reusable tote, and they could be super cute, like the ones in the picture right now. Another example is in the next slide. Another example is using a reusable water bottle every day instead of using like a plastic, like a Zephyr Hills, or just like getting a plastic water bottle every time you want to drink water. I think a few years ago I cut out using those, and ever since I do have a few Hydro Flasks now, but definitely I save a lot of plastic just from my small actions of using a reusable water bottle. And the next one. So yeah, another one, I included some Krishna lunch because I know that we could all relate to that and we miss it a lot. But you could use Tupperware instead of just like, I guess, using plastic plates and plastic forks and spoons. Bring your own Tupperware. For example, to Krishna, you could get leftovers and get some more food if you do bring Tupperware, while being sustainable and just cooking at home. And like, instead of using plastic food cover, like just plastic foil, you could get Tupperware or bowls like that that have a cover on top. And so these are just three of the many ways that you can live a little more sustainably that aren't too hard to take on. And in the next slide, I just wanted to leave you guys with a message here about zero waste. And it says here, we don't need a handful of people doing zero waste perfectly. We need millions of people doing it imperfectly. And so it's not a crime to buy a plastic water bottle and to use plastic foil. I still do, but it's just these little things that you could do every day that in the end make a big difference if we're all doing it together and if you do it over time for a long time. Yeah.
And with that, we are now moving on to our FWIBtivity. So this FWIBtivity is called Mute Challenge. If you've ever seen the Whisper Challenge, like where you put on headphones and you have to like try to whisper and guess, it's essentially that, but over Zoom. What you're gonna do is whoever like the e-board member is in your breakout room, they're going to private message someone a like sentence or phrase that they have to say while on mute, and everyone's gonna have to take turns guessing what they're saying or trying to say. So Teresa is going to open the breakout rooms now, and we're going to do this little FWIBtivity before we hear Aldi speak tonight. So,
welcome back, everyone. Hope it was a fun FWIBtivity. Olivia, take it away.
Cool. So, hey everyone. Today we have for our speaker Jennifer and Haley, who are campus ambassadors for Aldi. So, Jennifer, go ahead, share your screen, and take it away.
Awesome. Okay, bear with me as I just share my screen. Okay, can you guys see it?
Yes.
Awesome. Is it still loading?
Mm-hmm.
Let's give it a second for the Wi-Fi to kick in. There we go. Okay, hi everyone. We're so excited to be with you today. Like Olivia mentioned, I am Jennifer and my counterpart Haley. We are both campus ambassadors for Aldi, and we're here just to talk about Aldi as a company, but then also opportunities to work for Aldi. And so with that, I'll just dive into introductions quickly. Like I said, my name is Jennifer Hillsden. I am a fourth year combined marketing and Master of International Business student at University of Florida. I recently completed the Aldi internship for district management this past summer. And so from that, I was offered to return with the company full time, and also offered the chance to be able to be a campus ambassador and be here with you all today and just talk to you about the company that I love so much. And then we do a little fun little thing where we like to add in what our favorite Aldi item is below our picture. And mine is orange Jaffa cakes. It's kind of like a throwback to my time in the UK and Ireland. It's a famous kind of like UK snack. And I love them so much. And Aldi is the only place in America that I've managed to find it. So that is why that's my favorite Aldi item. So I'll pass it over to Haley now.
Hi, y'all. So my name is Haley Fauner. I am a senior here at the University of Florida, and I'm also a student ambassador. I also did the internship this past summer and will be returning with Aldi full-time this coming summer. When I was doing my internship, my project was focused on warehouse receiving and the efficiencies that go with that. And so my favorite item at Aldi is actually the peanut butter cups. I think they're better than Reese's. That's just my personal opinion. I know a little controversial, but 10 out of 10 recommend, very good. And then if also on our Meet Your Ambassador screen is Jerome. He couldn't be here tonight, but he is actually a transfer student. He'll be graduating in the spring with his master's in international business. And hopefully y'all will get to meet him at a later point.
Awesome. Great. So we're going to start off with a discussion about who is Aldi. You may know Aldi, you may be familiar with the brand, or you may not be. So just a quick overview, Aldi is a grocery store who offers high quality products at everyday low prices. It's also a company who offers exclusive brand products, the Aldi brand. So that's why on the last slide, we talked about what our favorite Aldi item is, because we offer almost exclusively only our own in-house brands. And then also the ability, or those brands offer us the ability to eliminate the hidden costs for customers. So that's how we're able to keep our costs so low for our customers. And just a little throwback to the sustainability talk that you guys listened to a little bit ago. It was really great to hear about how, hey, you could cut down your usage of plastic bags. And at Aldi, if you have ever shopped with us, you may know that you have to bring your own bag, or you have to pay for your plastic bags. So this is really great for us because it helps us cut down costs, but it's also really great for the environment, and it's something that we are really passionate about at our company. Moving forward, these are our 3 core values. So it's consistency, simplicity, and responsibility. Consistency is really important for us because we like to make sure that our stores offer the same experience to our customers, no matter where you may be, whether that is here in Florida or across the country in California. We want to make sure that we offer a consistent service to all of our customers. Simplicity is really what our business model is based on, and it's how we're able to offer the best price to our customers. So we simplify everything, simple shopping experience, simple business model so that it's streamlined and everything is consistent and efficient. And then finally, of course, responsibility, like I talked about earlier with sustainability measures, including like the plastic bag usage is something that's really great about Aldi. But also we're really detailed about down to the smallest thing, including the plastic wrap that comes in our, that wraps our pallets that come on our trucks. Those actually get recycled. And I know that in our division here, it actually goes towards laminate flooring. So we really make sure that all of our store measures are really focused on this idea of responsibility, both for maybe the environment, but also our community and offering those great prices. So moving forward, Aldi is also a company that's won a ton of awards, as you can see here. Tons of other things, but best employers for new grads, that's extremely relevant to you all today. But then also definitely wanted to highlight that it won the Forbes Best Employers for Women. And actually our division here, which is the Aldi Haines City division, 60% of our district managers are female. I know that I learned from 2 really empowering women this past summer, and I know Haley did as well. And it was just really awesome to see how there's this company in a role that you would not maybe traditionally think would be really female dominated. In our division here, it really is, and it's incredible to see women in these really powerful leadership roles, but then also for our company to be recognized in that way, to know that we are one of the best employers for women. So it's an incredible company. And also one of America's best large employers, and tons of other awards, 450 plus product awards in 2019 alone. So we're really expanding in the United States, and we're super passionate and proud of the lengths that our company has come from. Okay, moving forward. Also, like I just mentioned, we are a growing company. So Aldi actually started in Germany, but it's really expanding its United States market. As you can see, there's tons of divisions across the United States, and it's growing. We're going to be opening up some stores in Phoenix, Arizona in the next year. And then our goal is to have 2,000 stores reached in June 2020, and I think we did it. So that's really great. And so it's an ambitious expansion with tons of growth opportunities, and it's a great company to join right now. Also, there are international opportunities for students who for professionals who really are interested in that. After working for the company for about 3 years, you can start applying to be nominated to go on 2-year expatriate roles. And you could go anywhere from Australia to the UK to Germany if you speak German. So there's tons of opportunities for international, for people who are really focused on that international part. And with that, I'm going to pass it off to Haley now, who is going to talk about the actual district manager responsibilities.
Hello. So with this major job where you're making executive level decisions and really you have all these responsibilities on a day-to-day to make sure that Aldi, a multi-billion-dollar company, can run here in the United States. So you're managing millions of dollars in business across your district. You have up to 6 stores. You're encouraging, you're coaching. I've never heard a company use the term coaching more than Aldi, and that really, to me, and I think to a lot of people who have experienced kind of the Aldi culture, really means teaching people alongside them. So we're learning and we're teaching alongside, we're working with them to reach our goals. A big part of the district manager role is passing down information and ensuring that these objectives that corporate or our division are trying to put in place to make sure that we are meeting customer service goals, having strict standards for what our stores look like and following procedures and making sure those are going through on a day-to-day basis. You can have up to 6 stores, like I said, so that may seem like a lot, but it's also really fun because you get to interact with a lot of different people and lead a lot of different people. I'm sure y'all can read this list, so I'm going to just point out one of my favorite things that I noticed when I was shadowing the 2 DMs that I was with, and that is the ability to go in and use your analytical skills and look at the numbers that are coming out. So that's our survey results for Tell Aldi, our sales, as well as our efficiency ratings, which we look at ring speed and things of that nature to tell us how efficient we are being, and being able to go in and say, okay, so what is the problem? Why aren't we hitting these benchmarks? Why aren't we doing what we need to do to be the best? And so that constant need for that analytical to look into the data is really amazing and was one of my favorite responsibilities of a DM. So next, I'm going to move into kind of the training that goes into it. So it's a 52-week training process, which is an entire year. And I haven't really heard of a company that does anything like this. And along with this 52 weeks, you kind of get more responsibility than any other company that I've really heard of. And so in this 52 weeks, you learn how to handle that responsibility. You're going to do in-store phases. You're going to learn the executive role, the administrative role of what you're doing, and really be fully equipped to do the job and make those executive decisions and kind of run your own little business within Aldi. One of the most important, in my opinion, parts of this 52-week training is actually acting as a store manager. You can easily go in and say, well, this is wrong and this is wrong with the store, but you won't truly understand what it means to be in the day in the life of someone that works in a store, our store associates, our store managers, our shift managers, unless you've done it yourself. And so I think that's super valuable, gives you perspective, and it also kind of humbles you in the way you approach the leaders that you work with and the people that work for you. Another really important part is the administrative training. There's a lot of administrative things that go into being a DM and being able to take care of all of the things that you need to take care of. And so through this 52-week process, you are learning how to stay organized and be the best leader that you can be, while also continuing to learn how to be the best leader while you go down your district manager journey. So on the next slide, we're going to talk a little bit about I skipped a slide, my bad. So these are the benefits of being a DM. So the starting salary is $80,000. You also get a car. We have, I think we've added BMWs to that list in addition to the Audi A3. And then you get 1 full year of training like we just talked about. And this is all so that you can make executive level decisions and you're being compensated for that. One thing that is not on this slide is that there is a $5,000 signing bonus. This could fluctuate, but that is what it has been in the past few years. So next, let's talk about the internship. So this is what Jennifer and I just went through, and it is day one, definitely the most interactive, most responsibility you're going to get as an intern. You're not going to get coffee. You're not shredding paper. You're not doing these like little minute things that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. You're actually doing real work, and it's so exciting. In addition to doing real DM work, you also get a project that can make a difference. Jerome, our counterpart, he actually just finished his internship. It was extended because he did such an amazing job on his project that they decided to continue to use him to make the numbers even better than they were when he was working on it over the summer. So in this 10 weeks, we like to say it's kind of a shortened version of the 52 weeks. You spend the first 2 kind of learning the day-to-day, then you do 3 weeks in store, which kind of gives you that perspective again. And then the next 2 weeks, you learn about staffing and policy supervision and employee development. This is where the coaching happens. This is where you kind of learn how to coach, how to communicate with different kinds of people, and really start to develop your leadership style within Aldi's culture. The next 2 weeks, you're going to be with, you're going to be shadowing your district manager again, and then doing a little bit more kind of fine tuning those skills that you're learning. And then week 10, you are with the vice president and the directors learning their role as executives in our division. And then you also do a presentation of your summer project. So all throughout these 10 weeks, you're really learning what it means to be a part of the Aldi culture, what it means to be a leader in the culture that exists at Aldi, but also you're developing. They really do believe, and I do believe, that I am not the same person that I was day 1, that I was day 50, or yeah, day 50. And so I definitely just think that this is a really transformative experience. It's also something that you get a lot of responsibility, and I think that doesn't really happen a lot when you do internships. And so having this amount of responsibility in an internship, imagine the responsibility you're going to have as a district manager coming out of college. So on the next slide, we'll talk about the benefits that come along with being an intern. You get $1,000 per week. You do work with all the executive leaders, and you make real world decisions. By the end of the internship, you are doing you're doing audits, you are doing store walks by yourself. At one point, we each did a walk with a director and did our store walk with a director. Just to give some insight into what a store walk is, we go through and make sure the stores are meeting standards and things are the way that they're supposed to be, held at that high standard for our customers and our employees, and things are safe, and that our products are being displayed properly. So all of those things, all of these benefits really do play into that fact that you're getting this full experience of being a DM for 10 weeks and shadowing a DM for 10 weeks. So on to the next slide. And I think that's all. So thank you so much for having us. And now we'll open the floor for questions. I'm going to drop the link. I attempted to do it earlier, but I failed miserably. I'm going to drop the link for the listserv in the chat. So if you want to join our listserv and hear from us, hear about our events, we do have some coming up. You are welcome to fill out that form, and we'll be sending out updates pretty soon.
While people are like kind of getting their hands up, things like that, I want to kick you guys off with a question I have, which is, what are you guys, or like, what does Aldi look for in an intern applicant? Specifically, like what years, as well as like what kind of personality, experience, things like that.
Yeah, so I think Jennifer and I can kind of tag team on this one. So I would say, as far as years go, I see most, from what I understand, the most interns are usually sophomores or juniors. There are a lot more juniors than there are sophomores. I have heard of freshmen applying before. I don't know if there have been freshman interns. Jennifer might know a little bit more than me, but it just depends on the applicant. I really think that they look at your personality and whether or not you'll fit into the Aldi culture, as well as your kind of passion. I once had someone tell me that you don't necessarily have to start out having a passion for Aldi, but if you have a passion for something, that means you have the capacity to have a passion. And so being able to be passionate about something and show that you're passionate about something is important. And I think that's a really good trait to have. In addition, just being good at communication. A lot of the DM role and being an intern is communicating, and I think that's a good asset to express and also have. Jennifer, you have any more to add?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the passion is something that we always try and hit on a lot. But beyond that, I would also say that we really look for people who have, you don't have to be the most analytically driven person. We talk about how there's a lot of like different personality types at Aldi, and some district managers are much more analytical than other ones, and a lot more, or other district managers are really focused on the people and just the motivation and the coaching. And so you need to have a passion that shows through, and so that we can see your personality, but we are really interested to also see your decision making process. You have to be someone who can run 5 stores and make sure that your teams are supported, and we'll teach you how to be an Aldi district manager, but we can't teach you necessarily how to be a leader and how to really encourage and challenge your teams to grow and pursue the excellence that we really do strive for. So we're looking for personality above else, and in that passion, but then also just the ability to inspire and motivate people. That's really important for a district manager to be able to do. Great question. Thank you.
Yes. So it looks like there's a question in the chat. Rebecca asked, you said there was a lot of responsibility for the DM role. Is there a support system or community in place in Aldi to help you deal with that pressure? So I think Jennifer and I can both agree that there definitely is. A lot of DMs communicate with each other constantly to help with that responsibility. And if they ever have questions or they don't know how to handle a situation necessarily, they rely a lot on each other as well as their directors to make sure that things are getting done. There's definitely that support system. When it's not COVID and we could actually go to the office and go to these large DM meetings where all of the DMs come to Haines City, from what I imagine and what I was told, it really is like a big family gathering, like a family reunion almost. They're all friends, they all get along very well, and they're all there for each other in times of need. I know that they cover each other when they go on vacation. Any kinds of questions that come up or things that they've never encountered before, they're definitely there for each other. I know specifically for the DMs that I was with, and Jennifer, I'm sure, can speak on this as well. They cover each other when they're on vacation. They're assigned buddies. And so they communicate constantly, and they also have divisions that are very close to each other. So if they need product transferred or something like that, they're communicating about it. If their managers were close friends, they also communicate all together as well. So being able to have that open relationship and open line of communication is definitely there, and there's a culture for it.
Yeah, and I'll add on that just to say, if you're really concerned about maybe being an intern or the district manager trainee for full-time hire, and you're going into it and trying to think about what kind of a support network you're going to have, like Haley mentioned, you are paired with peer advisors. So we both learned from 2 different district managers this summer, because they like to switch up the leadership style so that you're learning from multiple different perspectives. And both of those peer advisors, they're meant to challenge you to grow, but ultimately they're there so that you have someone in your back corner that you're really growing and learning from, and that they're constantly encouraging and challenging you. And so that's a really awesome support network to have. And not many other companies actually do their training in this peer-to-peer way. It's one of the things that won us the award that we had up on the slide for our full-time training, that it's peer-to-peer, and that is something that has been seen to be most effective. So there's an incredible support network. It's an amazing team. We could go on and on about, how amazing our team is. And it's really, I think, You guys, I'll be quite honest, I didn't want to stay in Florida. I was so focused on getting out, but this team here specifically, I love them. It's an incredible team full of inspiring leaders, and I wouldn't imagine working with anybody else. So amazing support network. There's another question in the chat that I'll just address right now. And it says, what are some examples of projects you would be given during the internship? So I can talk about mine that I did, and also Haley can talk about hers. But just quickly overview, there was Jerome worked on our curbside metrics. So he was tasked with building better curbside metrics, and that's the thing that he killed. It was awesome. And that's why he got extended internship, because he kept driving numbers and they're like, please stay. And so that was awesome. Other people did inventory management, looking more at like the back end. Other students did, let's see, there's the training center. There's a lot of various things that you could be assigned to. I specifically was assigned to product management, and then within that, specifically looking at our new item process. So when we have a new Aldi item come in that's new to the stores, it hasn't been sold in the stores before, there's a lot of things that can go wrong in that process, and things had been going wrong in that process. So they asked me to look at the process, use a bunch of different KPIs to determine how we were doing, and then develop a solution to actually drive better results from that. And so that was what my project was, and I loved it. And I felt like, honestly, going into being a district manager now full time, what's really awesome about the district manager just kind of culture is that you're also often involved in committees and projects as a district manager. And so I could very easily see myself continuing down this path of working on the product management committee, because I just thought it was awesome. And I felt like I was so in tune with what my store should be doing and their processes and their strategies and all that good stuff. So it's great stuff. And then Haley, if you want to talk about yours quickly.
Yeah, so like I said, I did the warehouse receiving project and basically looked at their efficiencies. So I spent a lot of nights at the warehouse. I met several times with warehouse supervisors on how we can make the process more efficient for us and more cost effective. One thing you'll notice about Aldi is everything we do is about efficiency and cost effectiveness. That's how we transfer down such low prices to our customers. So I really do believe that starts in the warehouse. And so my project was to explore the warehouse, learn as much as I can in this 10 weeks, and come up with a way to make it more efficient. Some of the ways I did that was adding more desks for less travel time from the desk to the door of the truck, things of that nature. And it was definitely a fun experience. I learned a lot, and I learned that I actually really like the warehouse processes and the logistics of it. So I kind of discovered my own little niche within Aldi that I really enjoy learning about and learned and loved being involved in. So hopefully that answered your question. We'll move on to the next one. Are there any specific majors that are preferred for the internship? So there are not. We have DMs who are history majors. I think I know of one that's an animal science major, right, Jennifer? And so there isn't a preferred major, but a lot of us are business majors, but that's not to say that we count anyone out. We definitely recommend applying if you are interested, just because they really look at the individual and know that Aldi has a great training system, and so they can train you to be the district manager, but it's the foundation. You as a person, your personality and your passions that you bring to the table is what they're looking at. Alrighty. Looks like we have two more questions. Olivia asked, what advice would you have for people applying, advice you would have for freshmen who plan to apply their sophomore year, how to prepare? So my biggest advice always when talking about job applications and things like that, and interviews specifically, practice. Practice is key. Find someone to practice with. Go to sessions, either with Warrington or the CCC or within your own organizations, and practice. Also, as a freshman, just general UF advice. I am a student, and I think that the best thing you could possibly do is get involved. Find something that you, obviously, since y'all are here, you're involved, but find things that you are passionate about and become involved in them, and really sink into those, because those become your community and your experiences here at UF, and those matter. Jennifer, did you want to touch on a few things?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that came to my mind as well was practice. And whether that's, I mean, I'm also a CAP mentor, so I'll quick plug that, come see a CAP, but whether it's going and talking to a CAP mentor, or if it's literally just applying to a ton of organizations and getting really comfortable with interview processes. I'm not going to lie, we have probably one of the most competitive interview processes because you go through several different rounds. But ultimately, the team is just really looking for the best candidate. And what we already talked about was people who can show that they really have a passion for what they do and that there is meaning behind the involvement experiences they do. That's what we're looking for, that people have a genuine work ethic. So yeah, just be focusing on how you can develop yourself as a professional and a leader, and it'll come naturally to you. That's my best advice that I could give for that. And then the next question is, given the large amount of responsibility associated with being a district manager, what is the work-life balance like? Yes, that's a great question, and we'll definitely go through this quickly so that we're not running short on time. But so work-life balance is definitely a really important thing, and I think Aldi is incredible because they've recognized that maybe in the past they haven't had the best work-life balance for their employees. You work 50 hours a week as a district manager intern and a district manager trainee, and that's all the way up the chain. All of our executives, they work 50 hours a week. All of our employees or our store managers, they work 50 hours a week. And so that's the standard that you're set at. And so a lot of people can be really intimidated by that and really concerned about what the work-life balance will be. And honestly, whenever you learn how to do your job really well and manage your time, work-life balance becomes easy. And Aldi is being, like I said, they're being much more proactive about it and trying to make sure that their employees know that they need to have a healthy work-life balance. Because you'll run into district managers who have been known to work for like 70 hours a week. And no, don't do that. But that's because we're just all genuinely so passionate about this company and our job and seeing our stores succeed. But work-life balance has gotten a lot better over the years. And whenever you're structured with your time, it's simple and there's definitely so much time. And as a district manager, you are actually compensated very well for your vacation packages. And so you get a lot of time off after working with the company for just a couple years so that you can have that really nice work-life balance. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Haley.
Yeah, so just one thing, and then I know y'all are probably needing to hop off here. One of the DMs that I worked with, that was a question I had for her when I started my internship. I was like, what is work-life balance? And she was, what does work-life balance look like in your role? And she was like, well, for the first year, I didn't prioritize it. And then now I do. And so basically, I think that in combination with Aldi prioritizing it for you, you also have to prioritize it for yourself. And I think this goes not only for Aldi, but for other organizations as well. You have to prioritize your work-life balance and what works for you. Some people may enjoy working more than 50 hours a week, and some people are like, 50 hours is the most I'm doing. And so she definitely said to me, you know what, work-life balance is really important to me. I have a great life separate from Aldi, and I value that. And so being able to put that in the forefront and say, hey, I'm going to get done what I need to do in an efficient manner, in a timely fashion, and plan for my work-life balance is really important. So prioritizing that for yourself is also really important, along with the company prioritizing it for you, which I think Aldi does a great job.
Yeah, sorry. And I'll just add really quickly to the end of that, because I know we're running out of time. But I wanted to say, I know so many district managers who are women, and like we are an amazing group of women here right now. I just want to speak to the fact that work-life balance is especially important for us. And if something like a family is something that's a really valuable thing for you in the future, I know so many incredible leaders who are district managers and they just had a baby and they are killing it and they are doing the full-time job and being a kick butt mom at home. And so it's possible, and it's really about like you prioritizing yourself well. So that's the last thing I'll say.
Thank you guys so much for everything. As a reminder to everyone, the listserv link is up in the chat. And then if you guys want to drop your contact information, feel free. And then Teresa, you can take back over the screen.
Okay, y'all, we're back. Sweta, take it away.
Okay, so here's the QR code for our feedback forms. If you have a chance, please fill it out. It's how we can improve, and if you have any suggestions or any requests, be sure to mention it so we can definitely implement it. And you also get an extra point if you fill this out. So there's no harm.
For sure. So that concludes our meeting tonight. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate you. If you have any questions for eBoard or for our reps from Aldi, feel free to stay and you can ask them more specifically. But if not, you're free to go. Our next GBM is November 3rd. See you then.